A year and a half ago, North Carolina expanded Medicaid. And in the first year, more than 600,000 North Carolinians enrolled in it. We talked about it a lot here on WRAL News. Now Medicaid in North Carolina is back in the news because, as Sean Gallagher pointed out to us earlier in the broadcast, Senator Thom Tillis opposed President Trump's tax bill because of the Medicaid changes in it, and then announced he isn't running for re-election. Late last night on Capitol Hill, Tillis told reporters he had texted the president that he may need to start looking for someone to replace him in the Senate. And Trump seems eager to do that. He posted he's going to be meeting people who want to run. And he's not letting Tillis off the hook for this either. Posting yesterday, Thom Tillis has hurt the great people of North Carolina. Even on the catastrophic flooding, nothing was done to help until I took office. Tillis has been critical of the bill, saying it is going to push more than 600,000 people off of Medicaid. He thinks Trump is getting bad advice. Listen to this.
I believe that it's going to be a massive mistake. And sooner or later, you got to help the president understand that he's getting a lot of advice from people who have never governed, and all they've done is written white papers.
A massive mistake. By the way, the other U.S. Senator for North Carolina, Ted Budd, did vote in favor of the bill. So where do we go from here? Democrats are now champing at the bit. They want to flip the Senate, and getting a seat in North Carolina would get them one step closer to doing that. But the last time the state elected a Democrat to the U.S. Senate was back in 2008. So let's break down who's vying for the seat and who's being talked about, who's being floated. Probably the biggest name being floated on the Republican side. NBC News reporting Lara Trump, the president's daughter-in-law, and from North Carolina, by the way, is considering a potential bid. We also know businessman Andy Nelson and former congressional candidate Don Brown are both running to be the Republican candidate. On the Democratic side, former U.S. Representative Wiley Nickel announced the launch of his campaign back in April. But you know, Nickel will have his work cut out for him if former Democratic Governor Roy Cooper throws his hat in the ring. Cooper isn't expected to make his decision on that for at least a couple of weeks. It could even be months. This race is poised to have huge money powering it. Both Republicans and Democrats have a lot at stake here and a lot to prove. An open seat leaves a lot to the imagination for both parties. Tillis won his last election in 2020 despite getting under 50% of the vote. So you know that Republicans will not be taking this seat for granted, and neither will Democrats, who are hoping to pull off something they haven't done in nearly 2 decades. I know there's a lot more to this. There are a lot of layers here, so we're going to keep on it for you and keep talking about it here at 7 o'clock.